There's only about 2 hours drive from Canberra itself to actually find areas where there are epiphytes, and this is a magnificent example of a pristine area really that has a number of epiphytes in it, as they've been here for thousands of years.
In sheltered national park forests, it's still common to find this epiphyte or tree-growing orchid, the tongue or thumbnail orchid, which at this time of year puts on a flashy display of wispy white flowers. It prefers humid spots above creeks, often on casuarina trees, but sometimes on rocks too. What have we got here?
This is Docrelia linguiformis, a mature plant, flowering plant, and growing on a rock. With its thumbnail-like leaves, very thick and fleshy.
Those flowers are quite amazing, aren't they?
Oh yeah.
Almost look like little insects.
Yeah, and they're very feathery-like, and as you say, insects. They're actually pollinated by a little tiny native bee, little black bee, and they've got a little bit of, they actually smell a little bit of honey-like smell about them, so they're quite attractive to them.
Other species are less conspicuous but equally interesting, like the dagger orchid. Most of the time you'll have to crane your necks to pick this one out, hanging as it does from the upper branches of the forest, and just occasionally down lower. Then there are several species of Sarcochilus with their white or green flowers. In their diversity, these plants all have one thing in common: a very fragile existence. Looking at this tangle of roots here, it shows how precarious orchids have it.
Yeah, it certainly does. This is a Plectorhiza tridentata, called the tangle orchid, and really aptly named. It tends to start as on a twig and then fall down and reattach itself to another plant. They are very susceptible to change, and it's one of the things we're concerned about in terms of climate change, for instance, is how it might affect the pollinators and the orchids themselves. Some orchid species, for instance, are very dependent on fires, but not every year. They need them every 15, 20 years, or even up to 50-year cycles. And so if we have frequent firing, for instance, that can affect their reproduction. They eventually get wiped out for an area.
People the world over love orchids so much, some species have been pushed to the brink of extinction by illegal collecting from the wild. It happens here too, even though there are laws meant to stop it. It's an unwritten law, though, that orchid spotters don't disclose their favourite spots, and for good reason.
Oh yeah, God, look at it. Fantastic.
Quite an impressive cliff.
Yeah, have a look at that.
This is a rarity, though, isn't it? This is pretty unusual.
It is, because from a commercial point of view, someone can strip that out really easily, and they obviously don't know about it. And some of these plants will be over 100 years old.